Hey everyone, this is Ian Miller of the Triple Threat Comics YouTube channel. Welcome. Tonight we have a very special guest with us, someone I'm very excited to have here on the show to talk about his comic and also what his influences were to create this great piece of artwork and also copyright protection because as creators, we need to protect our comics and our characters. So let's not waste any time. Let me introduce him. He is the creator of the comic series Jarhead. He's also a very good host in his own right on his YouTube channel, The In Your Face Show. Please welcome Daniel Taylor.
Hey, what's up, everybody? What's good, man?
How you doing?
Hey, man, it's fun, man. I'm ready to go, baby. Let's get it, baby. Yeah,
All right,
man.
all right. Let's go.
Hey,
So,
talk to me.
so, um, let's talk Jarhead. Um, First of all, I read the comic. It's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's really engaging. I really can't wait to see how the series progresses, man. But let's talk about how you got started creating this. Let's talk about that.
Well, when it came to creating and getting into this thing, man, I've always wanted to be some form of an entertainer. So,
Yeah,
I'm an attention magnet. So when it came to comics, I've always wanted to do comics. So I said, fuck it. I'm an artist, I'm a writer, so why not go for it? You know what I'm saying? And so
yeah,
I've been drawing all my life, so it was one of those things that I've always wanted to do. And
yeah,
doing Jarhead came natural, you know. And I remember doing the rough sketches of Jarhead, man. It was, oh my goodness, it was a rough patch because Jarhead is such an intricate character to understand and do
hmm,
because when it comes to Jarhead, he's a big personality, and it
yeah,
takes a while to create this personality and build who he is. But as I grew, Jarhead grew. You know what I'm saying? I learned to add more stuff into him. You know what I'm saying? Add more stuff into
yeah,
his personality. Every time I grew, every time I learned something, every time I, what I'm saying, pick something up, knowledge and all that stuff, I add that onto who he is. I add that onto, the knowledge of who Jarhead is. You see what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. I do. Would you say it's fair that you put a lot of yourself into the character? Would you say that?
I would say that's who I am. I'm gonna say
Yeah.
that because I'm gonna say that because a lot of the things that I've been through is
Hmm.
in the story of Jarhead. It's the basically me. You know what I'm saying? And spiritually, my spiritual background, my physical background, my everything is in Jarhead because I've always wanted to be a soldier. I always wanted to be in the Marines and I always wanted to be in the
Yeah.
military. You
Yeah.
know, I've seen a lot of my friends go to the military. A lot of my uncles and cousins went to the military, and that was one of my dreams to go to the military. You know what I'm saying? So, my dad, seeing that my dad been in the military, he was a Marine. That was right up my
Hmm.
alley. So, I mean, when I grew up, hearing Marine stories, hearing combat stories, hearing what happened during the times my dad was in the military. You know what I mean? He was a mortar
Yeah.
man. You know what I'm saying?
Really? Wow.
Yeah, he was blowing shit up. You know what I mean? And
Oh man.
yeah, man, like I was excited because every time he would talk about it, like one day, like, cause he does this, he would walk, like in the hallway, and
Hmm.
you hear him saying, "Up in the morning with the rising sun, we're gonna run all day till the run is done." It'd be so funny because I love hearing that because that he's my hero, and I'm always listening to what he's saying about. the military, and it it makes me feel good to that my dad actually was a hero. Yeah, he did something that he fought for the country. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um, that's where Jarhead originally comes from, and I dedicated Jarhead to the past and present troops, but also most importantly to my father, because
yeah,
he.
yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, no, go ahead. Yeah.
No, I read the tribute. It was very touching. You know, not many. You don't see a lot of that. You know, in comics today. You very rarely you get to see tributes, but uh, tributes to the brave men and women in our armed forces. You know, as well as your father. It was very touching.
Well, that came about because I was just sitting down and I heard in my spirit, write something to those people who have fought for the country and who's really putting their lives on the line,
Yeah,
and somebody's because they are warriors and they're fighters. And I sat back and I was like, what do I want to write, man? What to let them know how I feel and that I care what they've done. And man, like I had it all in my heart, and I just put it in my heart and what I felt.
yeah. And you went with it, and for what I've read, it's fantastic. In fact, let's show the people what we're talking about here. Hold on.
Do you think?
I can get that on there. Yeah, see that? This, folks, is Jarhead.
The
Yeah,
Jarhead series.
yeah. I'm sorry, King Daniel Taylor. I apologize. I did not give your whole title down, dude. I am so sorry.
That is a name that I go by because through my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, we're kings and queens in His kingdom. So
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, look at this stunning artwork, folks. This is fantastic. And the story is very compelling, very engaging, as I've said. And I'm very excited to see where this goes. I'm very excited. So, to really give the audience, an idea, why don't you tell them briefly what the story is about?
okay, the story is about a man who's out for the killing of his parents. He wants justice for the killing of his parents. He Along the way he learns the his true purpose of who he truly is, which is basically a warrior. And he meets, but he learns also who he is because he's an anti-hero. He's not good, he's not bad, he's not for, what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
along the way he meets God along the way of him trying to find a killer who killed his parents and everything. And basically he was like, okay, that was just going to be it. Kill the dead or alive, either bring him to justice or kill him, kill the villain. And that's what it was, you know what I'm saying? But along the
hmm,
way he meets God and God turns that whole thing around. And
yeah.
he's like, go ahead.
No. I'm just listening. I'm just listening.
Okay, okay. And he says, back up. I need you to understand something. You were you were born to do more. And he said, and he taught him who he is and what he was about. And he meets God along the way. And what he did not know about himself was he was an angel. You know what I'm saying? An
Yeah,
angelic, human versus an angel. But he did not know that. He didn't know what the hell that was. You know what I'm saying? He didn't even know he was dead. You know what I'm saying? He died in the war. He died in battle. You know what I'm saying? When all his guys died, what I'm saying, all his troops died in the battle, and he got apprehended and captured and everything and mutilated.
yeah,
That's what happened. I mean, um, yeah, that's what the story is about. It's about the killing of his parents, and along the story, he finds his true purpose, and that is to be the judgment upon God's judgment upon the wicked.
That's it. It's amazing, that God was able to come and find him at this point, and say, "Look, you need to do this. The way you're going
Right,
is not the right way. You need to do this."
right. He, you see, the thing is that God is such a intricate and awesome person that he don't force you to do anything,
Yeah,
but he is persistent. You know what I mean? He'll find ways. It's always a way. He's going to get you to do what he asks you to do, whether you do it later or now. It's going to be sometime you're going to do it sooner or
yeah,
later. He's not going to force you to do it, but you're going to wind up doing it.
yeah,
So, that's why, we're along the way.
yeah. Well, this is great. Yeah, so we talked about your influences on creating this. We also talked about, obviously, the story. I showed a bit of the artwork. I have to ask, um, how long do you see this series going on? Would you say?
It's an ongoing series. It's not a one stop. It's an ongoing series. It's a ass kicking um ass kicking nonstop fucking going crazy type shit. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of, twists and turns. It's a lot of stuff that you won't see coming. Um I have a little I want to share a little teaser, little bit. Okay, on the first book, first
Absolutely.
no, no, first page of the second, you know, okay, you'll know
Yeah,
for those who read book one of Jarhead, right? And at the end,
mm,
you'll see Dimitri driving off in a van, right? And
yeah,
he's driving off because all his troops got killed. You know what I'm saying? Because Jarhead and Peter killed them.
yeah,
And along the way, you see him driving off in the, supposed sunset. But
mm,
little did he know, he goes to his boss, which is Demented Deuce, and he takes off and he goes to you see him in book two stopping at this skyscraper and into the elevator.
yeah,
And then you see him standing in front of a desk and you see the villain. You see how in the old comics you see the villain with the light, half of the light, half of the
yeah,
light over his face, half in the dark,
yeah,
half in the light, right? And he sits up and he stands up, and Dimitri is telling him, "Yo, boss, we didn't kill Jarhead. He's still alive, man." And he was scared, man, because he knows Jarhead's coming back for him. So Dimitri Deuce is like, "Never send a boy to do a man's job." Boom! Shoots him right in the middle of his head, and you see all the blood and guts, and that's going to be a splash page, and that's going to
Oh,
be,
that should be.
yeah, that's going to be a takeoff point of action in it.
Yeah.
It's going down, baby. Oh yeah. Got any
I
more?
can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Hey, let me know. You
Uh,
know what I'm saying? I'm ready. Ready for more.
okay. Let's talk a little bit about your YouTube show for a second. It's
Okay.
called the In Your Face Show. Very appropriate. I like the title. The link is actually down below, yeah, guys. If you want to check out the show, it's fantastic. What made you want to do that?
Well, one thing about me is that I'm a very good showman and I'm very animated and very aggressive and
Yeah,
very intense. And, I'm very motivational type of person. So, I wanted to do something that I can do something to motivate the people. And along the way, God just was telling
yeah,
me to um, do something do a show that will bring the people out and something that you can market your comic book along the way and also become a figure, you know, a figure amongst your people, amongst the comic book um, fans and stuff like that. And give the people, give actually be in, he told me to be of service and wash their feet in servitude and love to show them that, we all are loved and we all are about, love, you know what I mean? So, and he told me to just basically do it with an open heart and you're going to deal with some personalities and some, you know, some hate, some not. So it's been a awesome journey for me. The In Your Face show is a show that where you can say what the fuck you want to say, how the fuck you want to say, whenever the fuck you want to say it, and it's a show that is brash and we don't hold back. I don't hold back. Whatever I say, I will tell you straight to your face. I hate Marvel, and I don't talk about Marvel on my show. I hate it like a motherfucker. Um, when it comes to promoting the person in front of me, that's my main goal. When you come on my show, you will be embraced, you will feel loved, you will feel welcome, and you'll leave with a smile, and you're gonna leave with laughing, because that's the way my show is. You know what I'm saying?
I remember vividly when I was on your show, folks. If you go to his YouTube channel, believe me, there's a that we do an episode on there, and we're just laughing. I'm telling you about my projects, and
Uh huh.
what the state of the comic community is, but we're just laughing. We're just laughing our butts off. So,
Yeah,
which I think
see,
is how you should do these things because,
you don't want to do a show that is still like all these shows out here are still, and they're not truthful. They're not truthful. They're not something
yeah,
that help the people, that teach the people, that love the people. They're all about putting, and I just feel that if people was being real with themselves and real with the people, they will be
mhm,
receptive to all cultures and all genres instead of just the comic book genre, instead of just all of these parts. See, the In Your Face show, it reaches out to all genres and it reaches out to all cultures because anybody and everybody is welcome on my show.
yeah, yeah. And I can't tell you how grateful I was to be on your show. I hope to be on it again at some point.
Right, right. Well, thank you. You're welcome. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing, Hey, I would love to have you on again. Shit. All right.
Hey, it's always yeah, yeah, it's always nerve wracking. When you go on somebody's show, it's always nerve wracking. But you were one of these hosts that were very calming. You made me feel relaxed. I'm about making you feel relaxed.
Hell yeah. I'm actually having fun. I'm actually feeling good and feeling shit.
Uh, that's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear.
You got to be yourself. You know what I mean? Doing this stuff, you got to be yourself. You got to smile. You got to be happy, man. Because if you're not happy doing what you're doing, stop fucking doing it. Being real with you.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Okay. Um, Now this is actually a question I'm going to ask going forward for future guests who are actually creating their own comics. But
Hmm.
if by chance, let's say Netflix contacted you saying we want to turn Jarhead into a series, what would your reaction be to that?
Well, the money better be right, and to be honest with you, it better not be no funny business because I'm here to do business and I'm here to do it right. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And I won't accept any business deals unless it's led by the spirit. If it's not led by God, I am not dealing with it.
that's actually a good answer. That's a very good answer. You have to feel that that you can actually, bring something to it, and they're being faithful. That's the key
Exactly.
word. Keywords, be faithful, because a lot of times, and I've seen this in countless adaptations with some of these, especially the indie comics, they're not being faithful. They're not
Exactly.
being true to the text, and this is what kills me about adaptations. You know,
Right.
so that's a very good answer. I'm glad you answered that way because that's always the fear. You know, it's nice to get a deal like that, but it's always the fear saying, are they gonna be truthful? Are they actually gonna say what I've been telling, what I've been trying to say? So it's very tricky. So yeah, definitely look
Well,
out for yourself.
well, yeah, because you have to. Because at the end of the day, some lawyers is not going to look out for you. Some lawyers going to look out for the fucking selves. And if you don't have somebody that's back behind you, that's backing you up, that can talk for you, and you don't know how to negotiate, you don't know how to do those things, they will try to get over on you. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
they will basically do some shady shit. I've yes, I know what it feels like. Um, but I know how to negotiate. I'm a businessman first because at the end of the day, when it comes to comics and it comes to entertainment, there's 90% business and 40% maybe 20, 30% art and fun and colors and you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Comics. Get the
yeah,
business side, get the business side down first. You get the business side down first, and then you go and do your comic. Because if you don't get that business side, this is blah 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 blah. The business stuff done, but if you don't get the business stuff done first, you know what I'm saying? Like if you don't like how I say get your LLC first, you know what I'm saying? Then that
yeah,
shit will hurt you, you know what I'm saying? Because say like you go out and you say like go for these big companies, right?
yeah.
And you go for Netflix. Some companies are going to ask you, do you have an LLC?
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because they want to know if you're legal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They want to know if you're legal and if you have legal documentation. Because if you don't, oh boy, it's going to be a long ride.
yeah.
Hmm.
This is where they will rip you off if you don't have the proper
Uh huh.
documents, which we'll get to in a second. Because especially you future comic creators, especially you guys coming up in the world in this business. In fact, let's talk about right now. Copyright protection. That's the key phrase there. Copyright protection. What that
Hmm.
means is you need to copyright everything that you've created, whether it's a story, very loose character design. You got a full script. You got to make sure that everything's copyrighted
Hell yeah.
because somebody will rip off your idea.
Hmm.
In fact, Daniel, you had a recent situation where which was on one of your Facebook posts, where somebody had traced over Jarhead.
Hmm. And the crazy thing is too, one of my actual friends that knew me from way back when I first started Jarhead, he was
Hmm.
actually coloring the piece that the counterfeit. He was actually coloring the counterfeit, and he actually
Oh,
saw my cover, and he was like, "What the fuck?" And he told me he was like, "Yo, somebody over here stealing your shit," and I'm like, and it was
oh,
actually somebody that I knew. You know what I'm saying? That I was actually going to actually at first was going to get to do the art for Jarhead,
hmm,
but I felt like I'm like nah, because this artwork was trashy to me, and his artwork didn't look appealing to me. And he turned Jarhead to look like a fucking clown, and I didn't like it.
oh boy.
You know what I mean? I got his ass blacklisted, so I haven't heard from him or seen from him again.
That that's the best way to do it. That's the best way to do it. Yeah. this is why copyright. You guys need to really copyright everything, especially the characters, designs, whatever, because this will happen. This will very much happen.
Yeah, yeah. I caught him before he could even try to take anything. Um, what he was sitting there doing, he was like, because my boy was like, he never would like he'd never let me know ahead of time. He'll just let me know like, yo, I was working with this guy. And, what I'm saying, that's the type of person he was. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? So I put two and two together, and I'm like, oh, hell no, nigga, you ain't about to steal my shit. And it
Uh,
was already copyrighted anyway. So if he would have took it, he would have got sued out his ass. So oh
oh
well.
man, yeah. Another thing about copyrights, make sure you're not actually not using somebody else's, because you probably will get a lawsuit. That's another thing.
Hmm.
That's another thing to look out for. So, for any creators, out there, please, we're just giving you the tools, to make sure that you're protected and nobody steals, what you created.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and Daniel, you did take the proper steps on how to, handle that situation. So,
Well, yeah, because people like that live in a bullshit ass thing where they could just do anything, and you bumped into the right motherfucker because I'm going to knock your fucking face off when I see you. I probably just slap the shit out you. You know what I mean? You know
yeah,
how I do. And
yeah,
the thing about it is that what a lot of people don't know about me and don't understand about me, I come with an attitude of I come like a lion. I come to eat. I don't come to
yeah,
make friends. I come hungry. Every goal that I have, I'm eating it. I'm eating it and going for more. Because if you have too many friends in this industry,
yeah,
they're gonna pull you down and they're gonna hinder you. You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
And I learned a long time ago, people will turn against you quicker than you can think, quicker than you can can blink. You know what I'm saying? And that is not good to
no,
have too many people in your circle. And me as a person, I just basically I'm a loner, you know what I'm saying? But I do have a couple friends that follow me, that love what I do, that understand what I do, that's been with me ever since I came into this industry. They understand the message. That my message has been the same ever since. So, you know what I'm saying? My message is eat or be eaten. You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
Eat. Stay hungry. If you're not hungry, if you just going to be content with where you're at, you're going to fall flat on your face. Keep moving because every enemy that you have cannot hit a moving target if you're moving up,
yeah.
if you're moving around. You see what I'm saying?
I do, I do, and that's another thing to really grasp onto, especially moving forward. And you have to take your shot. You really have to take a shot because if you don't, you will regret it. Because it, because you're gonna say, this is what I could have done. I could have been
Right,
doing what I wanted to do. And this is the thing, I've seen passion being diminished, not just in comic book industry, but anything that anyone is ever passionate in. And that's not
right,
right. That's not right because you're not being true to yourself. You're really not. So,
right,
folks, if you're passionate about something, go and do it. Don't you? But here's the thing: you have to be willing to take the hits. You have to be willing to take all the problems because somebody's going to say no. You're
mm-hmm,
gonna hear a lot of no's, but eventually, you will get a yes.
exactly. And that's
And
why.
yeah,
Mm-hmm. And see, this is the thing too. You have to be able to sell yourself. If you don't know how to sell yourself correctly, and you hold your confidence level. Your confidence level has to be top tier because if you do not have confidence, you're not going to get any sales. Confidence
Yeah,
speaks words that your art is not speaking. You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
And you have to
I do.
you have to be able to tell a story with your confidence, tell a story with your art, tell a story with your writing, but tell that story with your confidence. Speak highly and be firm on what you're saying, and speak firm highly about yourself. You get what I'm saying? And know what the hell you're talking about when it comes to your product. Know your product like the back of your hand, because if you don't know your product like the back of your hand and you just skipping over words and I, I, they're gonna be like, well, what is it about? You
Yeah,
know, they're not gonna understand, and that could potentially be a falter.
exactly. It will be, just a problem, and people are not gonna, get what you're trying to say or buy the books. And yeah, it's you really have to sell yourself. You really have to make
Hmm.
sure that you are a presenter. You're presenting this product that's in front of you.
Hmm.
So keep that in mind. Okay, keep that in mind because to be in this business, you really have to really promote yourself. You have to promote the book daily. It's a daily battle.
Hmm.
And if you're passionate enough, I'm sure some of you viewers are definitely passionate enough, you can do it.
Right, right, and keeping your mind occupied. Hold on for just a second.
Sorry.
All right, I'm gonna show up. But as I was saying,
Mm-hmm.
sorry about that.
Sorry.
As
That's
I
fine.
was saying, you have to be able to sell yourself. You have to be able to push yourself to the limit, because
Yeah.
if you're not able to push yourself over that hump, you know what I'm saying, you'll just be sitting there not having anything to look forward to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have to make yourself see the light at the end of the tunnel. Just because things is not working out right now, don't mean they're not working out. Don't mean that, you know what I'm saying? Don't mean you ain't
Yeah.
gonna get there. You're just getting there slowly. And everybody gets to the finish line on their own time. There's not no goddamn race. There's no competition. I hate when people say, "Oh, I'm a," you know what I'm saying? When hate people will hate on you because you got something that they want. But I'm gonna tell you something, and this is what I learned along the way with building, being a businessman. People will hate on you because they want your spot, but they don't want your spot to for themselves. They want your spot to sit on what you got so that you can't have it and they don't have it because they don't know what the hell they don't know what they want to do with it. They don't know what to do with it. So they just want to sit on it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just, you know what I mean? Cuz they don't want to see you happy and they're not happy to damn self. So, you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
They want to drag you down with them. They want to bring you down to their level, and this is something that's not acceptable. You know.
Mhm. Exactly. And as a person, you got to move yourself. You got to be able to motivate yourself with something, everything that you have to motivate yourself. Because if you do not motivate yourself, if you don't have something that motivates you, you're not going to be able to understand a lot of things that you're going through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Motivating it, you have to have some. You have to be able to encourage yourself sometimes, because the friends that you have most of them are competing with you
Mm,
rather than yes, most of them are competing with you rather than are for you. Most of them are competing with you. Some you may even have haters within them, within that competition. You know what I'm saying? Some you
yeah.
may have just solely competing with you, but have love for you. But like I said, watch out. I'm gonna go a different route. Keep your friends close. No, keep your enemies close and your friends closer.
Yeah.
Think about it. Because you already know what your enemy is capable of, but you don't know what your boy that's close to you are capable of.
Hmm.
He or she is the one that has the most access to you, the one that's close to you. So they'll be the one to quickly stab you in the back and turn things off for you and destroy everything you got. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say I bring a hood mentality here. I bring a hood mentality, that a street mentality that eat or be eaten. You know what I'm saying? And fight, a fight mentality, and you have to be able to fight. You can't be a punk and let somebody walk all over you in his business. They will do that because they think that they know everything about you. That's just how it is.
Yeah. And I've said this constantly, in other episodes, especially people who try to get into this industry. Now, folks, I'm not gonna, deter you from going into, with the big companies. I'm not gonna deter you from that. All right. But here's the thing: whatever you do there, they won't really let you create something of your own,
Hmm.
and that's very important because that's you. It's not by committee; it's just you. But like I said, I'm not gonna deter you guys from doing that because eventually, somebody's gonna say yes, but you should also do you.
Right,
Never lose yourself.
right. Because you can lose yourself while working for the big companies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I notice in this industry, a lot of guys in the indie circuit,
Hmm.
they want to be friends with Marvel and DC. They want to be, cool with them. But what you don't understand, what you don't know, is that these little things, they see you as competition. So if you take your fucking creation to them, they will buy that out and put it on the shelf. So don't think that you're just going to get a free reign and be like, oh, I'm a no, because they see you as competition. So they're going to put you. They see you as a potential of taking money out of their pocket. So they're going to buy your shit and put it on the shelf, give you a shitty deal. That
Yeah.
means sold your soul to the devil for a shitty deal.
Yeah. So again, not gonna deter you guys from doing what you want. That's your deal. But still, you need to protect yourself and create something of your own. Because I have to tell you, you know, when I first started creating Codename Hunter with Triple Threat Comics, the indie image, wasn't where it is now when I started. Now it's just big because people want original stories. They want originality, and we have been seeing that from the two big companies. It's just pretty much recycle.
Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Nice,
And that's
yeah, yeah.
mm-hmm. No, I was listening to what you said.
Now I have said in the past that I still believe this. Give a couple of give us indies, a try. Maybe we can do something better than what you've done. But again, that's just me talking. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Well,
But
I'll tell you what. I'll tell
yeah,
you what, my brother. I'll tell you what, my brother. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna say this on your show, and I'm gonna say it loud and proud.
go
We're
ahead.
gonna blow this shit out the water. Fuck Marvel and DC. They can kiss my black ass, and they go to hell. How about that? Yep.
Okay, you could say that. You could say that.
I'm just being honest. I mean,
But
shit.
hey, if you can't be honest, then what's wrong with that? You know,
I mean, because
that,
if
that
you look, go ahead, go ahead.
I forget what I was gonna say, so you could just go and say it.
My fault, bro. My fault. Nah,
It's all right. It's all right.
it's just like everybody asks me, why do you hate Marvel DC? when you hear stories of what they've been doing or what they've done to people, hold on.
See, folks, you're really getting, the real deal here, with this guy. He's the real deal.
Sorry about that.
Sorry, sorry, sorry.
But no, no, I was just saying from the very big situation, you have to be able to carry yourself in a upright manner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And like I was saying, fuck Marvel DC and build your own legacy. Stop trying to build their legacy because if you try to build their legacy and try to see your artwork on their characters, you'll never get nowhere. Yeah, you may have a big following, but what is that big following if you're not making your own legacy? What is it? I just don't get it.
mm. Well, they've been doing this, for close to 80 years now. So,
They've been doing this shit
and I
since
had to
we was
tell you,
born.
yeah, yeah, I would say that. I would say that. Yeah, definitely. Um,
Yeah.
as much as I do love them, I will admit it. I do love both companies. I do want to work for them at some point. I'm okay that if that ever happens, I'm okay with that
Hey,
because
shit happens.
at least I'm doing something that I love.
I tell you what though, you know what I'm saying? At one time I wanted to work for them, but then I was like, something was like, nah, you don't want to work for them. You want to build your own shit. And then when I seen what I had, man, you could do
Yeah,
something to make it bigger, make yourself bigger and stronger and more longevity and more legacy. Come on, man. Believe in yourself.
yeah,
You don't see like put the hay before the horses, put the farm before the for the mud, everything. Put it all before it because if you it's like this. If you put all your money on yourself, you will eventually win.
yeah,
But you have to have confidence in doing that. If you put all your money out in one basket, you better be able
uh,
to have
you,
confidence and you got to be able to believe in yourself in doing that and also produce what you say you want to produce. Be a man and woman of your goddamn word. That's it.
yeah,
That's it. Because if you're not a man or a woman of your word, you're just a person that they just be like, if you're not a man of their word, they're not going to believe you now. You go back on your word, they're not going to believe you. And it's another one. If you don't
yeah,
have true followers that followed your work and you just have fans, oh, I got fans. Okay, do something that they don't like. Say, like, for example, okay, say, like, okay, you go from Republican to Democrat, or you go from Democrat to Republican, and
oh
your
boy,
and your fans are Democrats, and you go to Republican. They're gonna turn on you. You don't want that. You don't want that shit. I don't.
mm,
Fans and followers are two different words, two different things, man, two different meanings. And you want to know why? Because followers they believe in your product, they love your product, they love you because they invest their time in you as a person. They got to know
yeah,
you as a person. Fans don't want that. Fans are like are like that prostitute. They fuck you and get up and get the money, get up, get out of there. You want that? They will turn on you at the drop of a dime. And do you want that?
no, I don't want
No.
that. I don't want our followers to, you know, lose faith in us. I don't want that at all because yeah, it's nice to have fans and all that, but true followers, truly, believing in what you're trying to do, what you're trying to accomplish, that's worth 10 times than the fans.
Exactly. Like fickle fans, that's what I call them, fickle fans, because fickle fans are going to turn on you, and you're going to be left with shit to care about. You're going to feel
Yeah,
like nobody's there for you. But when it comes to followers, followers that will at least acknowledge acknowledge that you're there, will acknowledge that you care, that they will actually care for you. Fans, they only care what you're producing. If you stop producing, they're not gonna care for you. They're not gonna care about you. They're gonna go to the next.
yeah,
That's what a prostitute do. That's what a hoe do. She's gonna go to the next motherfucker that can provide her needs, or provide her with the money that she wants. You don't want that. You want somebody that's gonna be with you to the end.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Even if you go on a hiatus, they're gonna ask you. They're gonna be with you. They're gonna stand with you no matter what. They're gonna love you, and they're gonna be down with you to the end. You know what I'm saying? And that's what a true follower is. But people don't want that. They want it now. They want it now, now, now. But you got to be in love with the process, because if you're not in love with the process is going to eat you alive. Hating the process and hating where you're at. You got to be in love with that, because you got to cherish that, because when you get to the big time, and you got all that work on your table, you're gonna be like, damn, I wish I could go back to being patient and really having that thing, and you don't even know how to handle the money that you're getting. You don't even know how to produce now, because you didn't appreciate the process. That's why that's why when people ask God something, he tries them. He tests their faith to see if they're gonna fall, see if they're gonna give up. He don't want you to give up. He wants you to keep trying. He wants you to have faith. He wants you to be patient. He's gonna
yeah,
take you through the process. You have to be in love with that process, because if you're not in love with that process, you are not going to go anywhere. You're going to be sitting there, right there, and hoping somebody, believes in your vision. But the process comes along with growth. It comes along with learning different things. Comes along with learning patience and all that stuff. Go ahead, bro. Sorry about that.
yeah. That's another thing in this business, or and in life in particular. You don't stop learning. You really don't. No matter how old you are, you don't stop learning.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
the truth.
Because you have to see, if you're old and you set in your ways, you can't go on another level, man. Like, just because you think you've done everything, there's still shit you haven't even thought of. You haven't even done. There's things that God wants to take you up on another level, another
Yeah,
level, and another level, and another level. That's why He tells you don't get complacent, because when you get complacent, you will wind up falling, and you will get caught in the trap of complacent, of loving money. Because if you love it, you're gonna die loving it. You're gonna get killed. Trust me.
yeah.
For all those who don't know who are not believers in God, just think of it in an atheistic way. You know what I'm saying? But those who believe in God know exactly what I'm talking about.
Hmm. You're getting good stuff here, folks. You're getting good stuff here.
Hey, shit. I'm a generator, so I can say more. Let me know. Ask me more questions. I give them more. I'm
Okay.
going.
Okay.
I'm like the Energizer Bunny. I keep going and going and going. Come on, come on, bring it more. Let's go.
All right. Okay. Aside from Jarhead, would there be any other characters that you would want to create?
Well, aside from the Jarhead series, I have another series coming out called Smoke. It is a
Really?
character that is built. from is a black character, but he's a
Yeah.
character. He's a drug dealer, and he gets his power from he gets his power from smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? And he gets his every time he's around smoke, he's
Mhm.
able to shapeshift. Not shapeshift. What do you call that thing when you disappear within the smoke? You know what I'm saying?
Um, dissipate. I think dissipate.
Disappear.
Is it?
I guess not
I
shapeshift,
don't know.
but it's a word. It's a word for that. But along the smoke, wherever there's smoke, that's where he's at. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And whenever he's smoking, but it's a different kind of weed. He don't get
Mhm.
his powers from the regular weed. He gets his power from a special kind of weed, and it's it
Ah.
is it's a heavenly weed. And his story is he got beaten up by cops,
Mhm.
by police officers, crooked cops, not good cops. He
Yeah.
got beat up
Yeah.
by crooked cops and everything. And his uncle seen it, right? But he
Yeah.
did not know. His uncle did not know who the person was that was getting beat up by the cops.
Okay.
And he was his uncle. I call his uncle Ambush because his uncle
Uh-huh.
is the undercover cop. You know what I'm saying? And in this story, you deal with God. You deal with the stuff that you're dealing with today. You deal with Black Lives Matter. You're dealing with all that stuff that you see today. And I incorporated that the um into the story of Smoke and the character in the act this and this story takes place on the streets of Camden, New Jersey. And the street that I actually live on it's going to be called Fourth Estate.
Oh,
And but it's also going to be called Camden Smoke. But I wanted to call it Concrete Jungle, but you get what I'm saying. Um,
I do.
it's a lot of ideas that I'm putting on. It's not yet fleshed out, but I have some actual um sketches of them and everything.
Mhm.
I don't want to share them yet, but
No, 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 no. You're correct in doing that because this goes back to our earlier conversation. Copyright protection. You got to protect yourself.
exactly. And it's a lot of stuff that I'm gonna put into this, and it's for all the weed smokers. You're gonna want to jump on this. Trust me, it's right up your alley. You could get high while reading this book. I'm telling you. Just
That's
and
gonna drive.
believe.
That's gonna drive up the sales. Oh boy.
Damn right. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Cause me, it's like this. With every story that I create, I think of who I want to target. Whether I want to target old folks, whether I want to target weed smokers, whether I want to target drug dealers, whether I want to target whoever you want to target, and whoever you basically target to them, and you do the story to their fitting and to where they like it. But of course, people are going to like it because it's from people in the hood. They're going to love it. Trust me. The way I'm
Yeah.
gonna do it, I'm from the hood too. They're gonna love that shit. They're gonna eat that shit up. Watch, I can guarantee they're gonna eat it up. They're gonna love this shit.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. I think it's a good place to end on. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for coming on, man. Very appreciate it. And
Man, I just loved it, man. Like I told you, anytime you want me to come back on, I'll come and
absolutely,
spread the love and the cheer.
absolutely. We're definitely gonna have you back on. We're definitely gonna have you back on. And of course, everyone, you can buy a copy of Jarhead again at the link below. And if you've been watching the show, you can actually follow Daniel on Breaking Chains Comics on Facebook. There's the
and
link.
yeah,
And
and
of
also
course,
you can follow my
yeah, go ahead.
my Facebook called King Daniel Taylor, and
Hmm.
also follow my Instagram Swagnificent. Um, also. follow my YouTube and like, subscribe if you love the content. It's called the In Your Face Show. Like I told you, we
Yep,
give
I
it
believe.
raw and uncut there, man. And if y'all like that kind of shit, come and enjoy.
Yeah,
It is what it
there's a
is,
link
baby.
right there. Yeah,
You
and
damn
of
right.
course, and, and of course, please follow Triple Threat Comics on Twitter. We're also on Facebook. Just type in Triple Threat Comics on Facebook, and please, if you like this episode and want to see more of our stuff, please check out the YouTube channel. And as always, hit that like button and subscribe.
You damn right. You damn right.
Well, that's all for us this week on Triple Threat Comics. I'm E. Miller, your host, and this is Daniel Taylor, the creator of Jarhead and the host of the In Your Face show on YouTube. Thank you again for coming.
Peace.
And best guys, have a good night.
Peace.
Also, be sure to actually follow us on our social media accounts, including Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And if you'd like to follow us on YouTube, just hit that like button and subscribe.